And it was a really triggering moment for me because there was a lot of things I discovered in our closet that I did not know existed.
Something about the way she's been moving since he died does not sit right with me.
I feel happier than ever. I really do.
Ellen DeGeneres' co-star from her canceled show can't seem to rest in peace. Stephen Boss, who went by Twitch, was once a daytime television star, but at night he struggled with his mental health. And unfortunately, 2 years ago, we lost him. Even more unfortunately, it seems like his widowed wife, Allison, is trying to cash in on making salacious allegations against him. This is disturbing, so let's get into it. I wish Stephen Boss could just rest in peace, but his widowed wife, Allison Holker, is doing way too much. Now, Stephen's nickname was Twitch, and you may recognize him from the Ellen DeGeneres show. Well, currently his widowed wife, Allison, is in a feud with his family, and it seems like Allison is on the wrong side of this. I mean, I'm not trying to jump the gun already, but she's doing a lot of talking about her deceased husband, and it's not good. Keep in mind, this is the same woman who, for whatever reason, decided to drop Boss from her last name within 48 hours of her husband dying. Like, she went to Instagram and changed her handle to Allison Holker and just completely forgot about like her deceased husband, who it's been like 48 hours. To me, that's just something that will always stick out in my mind, and that's a claim the family has been pushing out there. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. So Allison decided to do some interviews where she spoke about Twitch and his drug addiction problems. 2 years after losing her husband, Allison Holker is opening up about the behind-the-scenes struggle. He tragically took his life December 14th, 2022, leaving behind Allison and their 3 children. She's got a book coming out. It's titled This Far. And, you know, I'm not going to knock anyone on writing a book. You know, we all like writing books out here on this channel. Wink, wink. But anyways, she's writing a book right now about her, again, deceased husband. It's been 2 years, and the things that she's writing about him are not good. Like writing about him being sneaky and being addicted to drugs. And I'm just flabbergasted that they have 3 children, because wouldn't she want to do everything in her power to go and protect these kids from information like this? I mean, they're young.
Everything was blissful, and we were watching, the soccer games and eating room service and going to have drinks together and going to museums. We bought a sculpture together, and everything was great. We drove there, and then we drove home, and I had no clue. There were no signs at that moment for me. I didn't know.
Now, my heart breaks for Allison and their family, because this kind of loss is something that doesn't go away. But Allison claims that she found a bunch of different drugs in their home, I guess after he had passed away, including mushrooms, pills, and other substances, quote, I had to look up on my phone, she says, and they were hidden inside his shoe boxes. She says, I was with one of my really dear friends, and we're cleaning out the closet and picking out an outfit for him at the funeral. That's when she came across these drugs, which I guess she's explaining contributed to his ultimate, his death.
There was a moment I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning out the closet and picking out an outfit for him for the funeral. And it was a really triggering moment for me because there was a lot of things I discovered in our closet that I did not know existed. And it was very alarming to me to learn that there was so much happening that I had no clue. So it was a really scary moment in my life to figure that out. But it also helped me process that he was going through so much. And he was hiding so much, and there must have been a lot of shame in that.
On top of going through her space, and I think she has the right to go through their home after he had passed away, she went through his journal. And, I don't know if maybe she was trying to uncover clues, but I don't think she needs to make, the insides of this journal public. And that's kind of what she's going on and doing. I'd be pissed if I was his family members too. Allison shared that she read Stephen's journals after his death and realized that he had been harmed, intimately abused. I don't know how to say this because we've got rules on YouTube, but he was harmed as a child by a male figure. He, quote, was wrestling with a lot inside himself, and he was trying to self-medicate and cope with all those feelings because he didn't want to put it on anyone else because he loved everyone so much. He didn't want other people to take on his pain. She claims reading his journals gave her a better perspective of where he was in life and the type of things that he was struggling with. She also revealed in the interview that she is dating again, which happened pretty quickly. I mean, she might try to frame this as like 2 years after the fact, but she did start dating. I believe I saw like records of like possibly a year after he had passed away. Again, I'm not shaming her for moving on. It's just something to note and something that she's making a point of mentioning in this interview.
I thought it was going to be very, very hard for me to accept love from someone. I thought it was going to be so difficult because I was like, am I betraying Steven by doing that? And then I did find love, and I feel happier than ever. I really do. And I'm really grateful that
happier than ever
I made that choice to open myself up to it, because it's been the best decision I've made in a really, really, really long time. My love and partnership has a completely different energy and a completely different feel now. It feels like a love that's been lived with before. It feels like this is just our third time loving each other. It feels like it's my forever. It feels like it's my future and my support system. And
wow, she's going on more about this new guy then.
I have such a calmness about this love.
Now, the comments are questioning her intentions. This person writes, she seems cold. There's no warmth when she speaks about her ex-husband. She's just focusing on moving on. Another person writes, the way she describes her new relationship speaks volumes. Another person writes, coming out and exposing an alleged private addiction and alleged child abuse that she read in her late husband's private journal entries is not noble. I do not commend her for this. This is inappropriate and insulting to the legacy she claims that she's trying to protect. Another person writes, so I am a psychotherapist and my alarm bells go off when she speaks. I want to believe she's authentic, but her vibe is off. I worry for her kids. She seems quite performative, lacking depth and emotionality to her tone. So as we know, tWitch's family is not happy. The Boss family isn't happy with Allison's little PR stunt. Allison did release a statement in response to the backlash saying, I want to be clear that my only intention in writing this book is to share my own story as well as part of my life with Steven to help other people. I hope that by sharing the full story, maybe I can help someone else who see themselves or a loved one in Steven. In sharing, I hope that maybe they can catch some of the red flags I missed before it's too late.
Oh, I do not know about you, but something about the way she's been moving since he died does not sit right with me. So Twitch died on December 13th, 2022. And about halfway into 2023 is when Allison starts to begin to do interviews on navigating grief, on forgiveness. And in this podcast right here, she talks about the financial burden she took on after he passed away. Now, while she's doing all this talking to the media, no one seems to notice that Steven's brother, who goes by Dre Rose, has called her out on social media for the way that she's treated his blood relatives, including his mother.
Now let's talk about what tWitch's mother has to say for this. She said, our family is absolutely appalled by the misleading and hurtful claims made about my son. The recent publications spreading untruths about Steven across every line of decency. As his mother, I will not let these accusations go unanswered. We will not stand while his name and legacy are tarnished. His kids don't deserve this. tWitch's mother says, for the last 2 years, I've remained quiet and away from public eye to protect my family. But when I read these dreadful claims about my baby and our beloved Steven, I realized I could not stay silent any longer. Our family will ensure his name and memory are protected. One of tWitch's cousins took to X, calling Allison a crazy woman who's trying to tarnish his legacy and refusing to let the Boss family see their kids, the 3 kids. Also, she mentioned that like the family had to sign NDAs if they wanted to attend his funeral. So Allison was like making everyone sign contracts. It got a little bit weird. The cousin wrote that, I'm so tired of keeping my effing mouth shut, bro. You did our family so dirty. So the family is not happy, and for good reason.
A woman claiming to be Twitch's cousin was one of the first people to speak out on X. She reposted People Magazine's post about the interview and said, yeah, I don't give a F about an NDA. This crazy woman made me and his actual family, including his mother, she put later on that she meant to say his mother, sign an NDA just to even attend the funeral. She's been trying to tarnish his legacy and refuses to let the Boss family see the children, only to exploit and lie on my cousin. You would think this would be a time to come together as family, but instead, you exploit your husband after moving on with another man. I'm not even mad that she's dating again. Okay, so this is when it gets a little crazy. Somebody in the comments said, wait, she had y'all sign the NDAs at the funeral before y'all walked in? Or she sent it another way prior to the funeral. It's clear she got possibly paid for an exclusive story with People Magazine. She responded below and said, as we walked in, they were being passed out. That is insane.
A family friend, Courtney Ann Platt, shared a photo on her Instagram story calling the memoir by far the most tacky, classless, and opportunistic act I've ever seen in my entire life. Courtney writes in her post, "Yes, he took his own life, which is a fact all of us can't fathom, and he was clearly having mental health issues, hurting so deeply. And this is your example of empathy, of your love. This smear campaign for a buck is absolutely not what he would have ever wanted." She also takes issue with the NDA, saying even his own mother had to sign an NDA who you've treated like garbage this entire time, and let's just remember you wouldn't even have a husband if it wasn't for her. She goes on and says, "You're on every carpet you can get on, every celebrity row you could sit in, every magazine you could be in, and you needed to do this? Get a journal, get a therapist, a friend, but publishing a book, shamelessly sharing the pages of your husband's journal? People magazine? What a joke." She adds, "You're a living, breathing bulldozer. Stick to your own demons. Shame on you, Allison. Shame on your money-hungry team. Let my friend rest in peace. Not your PR." I mean, Allison, let's get a reality check. It's pretty insane what you have put this family through. And now you're going to put out a book? This witch is really trying to act like she's a celebrity now. And a source claims that his family is preparing to fight against Allison when she came with these nasty allegations about him. I mean, the family's saying he's not even a drug addict. Like, he's not, why are we even talking about the drugs hidden in his closet? Like, everyone's got a little bit, well, I don't have any shrooms. You know, in California, it's pretty easy to get shrooms. You can just get them anywhere. The family disapproves of what she said and will be speaking about the untruths. The family has also not received an advance copy of the book and have to wait for the book to be released like everyone else. Then hopefully they'll file a lawsuit. The memoir comes out next month. The family plans on releasing another statement after they read the allegations written about him. They don't believe she's telling the full truth, and rather that she's been misleading the public. The family is fired up and won't be sitting back much longer, especially after what she put them through. The source went on to explain right now they're not able to say too much because they aren't sure of the limitations of speech they have because of the NDA they signed for this funeral. So she really set these people up for failure. Can you imagine now you have to just like bite your tongue because you've got an NDA, and she could go send a nasty lawyer to go and threaten to sue you, and it's not like people just have, you know, tons of money to go and battle it out in court. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Honestly, shame on you, Allison. I think you know exactly what you're doing. I want to hear what you guys think, though. That's my hard take. If you disagree with me, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.